now coming in. We're now understanding the Enforcement Directorate is questioning actress Nora Fatehi, and this is in Conman Sukesh Chandrashekhar case. We'll try and get more details of what really has happened, what is the line of questioning, why is Nora Fatehi under the scanner of the ED. But this is a case that has, of course, garnered a lot of attention. You've seen a lot of Bollywood links emerge, right from Jacqueline Fernandez to now Nora Fatehi. So why is this questioning happening? What are the allegations and what is possibly the money trail that the ED is also looking into? As far as the case of Jacqueline Fernandez was concerned, the allegation against her was that she was a recipient of proceeds of crime and the money trail that was being looked into by the Enforcement Directorate. What is the case this time around? Ashish Mehrishi now joining us on the broadcast. Ashish, why is the ED questioning Nora Fatehi?
I'm a little surprised because I don't have confirmation as of now on why she's been questioned. All confirmation that I have been able to gather from my sources in the ED is that she's inside Enforcement Directorate office and she's being questioned as of now by the ED sleuths. But if I correctly remember, she also had received gifts. But whether she will, she is basically, a recipient of proceeds of crime or not, because, if I correctly remember, a BMW was gifted to her, and at that point in time, it was further given to a relative of Nora Fatehi, and finally, that BMW was sold as well. So we still need to check what is the reason why she is being questioned, why she has been questioned a number of times in the past as well, but why she is being questioned as of now, that we need to see.
We're also getting some visuals, and we just brought you those visuals of Nora Fatehi as far as the questioning with the ED is concerned. But Ashish, as you rightly pointed out, that possibly the ED is looking into her also being a recipient as far as proceeds of crime were concerned, because with Jacqueline, that's exactly where the case started from, her receiving cats, luxury bags and many other things. But this is not the first time that we're seeing Nora Fatehi's name come up as far as this case is concerned.
So Nora has been questioned in the past as well. We all know that there were a number of Bollywood actors who have been questioned in the past, including Jacqueline Fernandez. We all know that Jacqueline Fernandez has been recipient of proceeds of crime. She, received a horse, Persian cats, and many more things. But ultimately, one has to realize the fact that, proceeds of crime have to stand in the court of law as well. So here, as far as Nora Fatehi goes, if I correctly remember when I spoke to my sources in the Enforcement Directorate, they confirmed to me that, she is not one of those because that, she was aware that Sukesh Chandrashekhar was inside Tihar jail. And despite that, she was accepting those gifts. So, in all likelihood, she is not recipient of proceeds of crime because, you also have to have knowledge that when you were receiving gifts, this was basically from the proceeds of crime. So here, we still don't know why she is being questioned at length by the Enforcement Directorate, but we'll just find out from our sources in the Enforcement Directorate. One thing we can confirm is that she is being questioned by an ED sleuth as of now.
Ashish, so as you said, you have that confirmation from your sources within the ED that questioning is happening. So is that questioning over? Is it still on? Any word that you're picking up by means of sources or line of questioning?
Not really, because the only thing that I've been able to confirm as of now is that, yes, she is being questioned. Why she is being questioned, why is she being questioned again, that is what is, going to be looked at because, she has been recipient of gifts from Sukesh Chandrashekhar. That cannot be denied. If there is any new findings in the investigation and that is why she has been called, that we need to look at. But ultimately, yes, she has been recipient of gifts, whether it was in a knowledge or not, that is something, that is concerned about. And more importantly, we need to see why she has been summoned again for questioning. Okay. Is there any new finding? Is there any new findings? That is what we need to see.
Ashish, I'll just request you to stay on with us. We also have our colleague Shankar Anand, who in fact is now joining us from outside the ED office. Shankar, क्या आपके पास कोई जानकारी है? क्वेश्चनिंग क्यों हो रही है?
देखिए अभी सर ठीक 5 मिनट पहले नूरा फतेही ईडी मुख्यालय के अंदर गई है और अब थोड़ी देर के बाद पूछताछ की जो औपचारिक तौर पे पुष्टि जो है वो की जाएगी। और जिस तरह से पूछताछ की अगर बात करें तो जिस तरह से सुकेश चंद्रशेखर से जुड़े मामले में नूरा फतेही से पहले भी पूछताछ की जा चुकी है, जैकलिन फर्नांडिस से पूछताछ की जा चुकी है, और हाल फिलहाल में वो कुछ नए इनपुट्स जो हैं वो उसे इकट्ठा किया गया और उसी इनपुट के आधार पर उसे नोटिस भेजा गया था नूरा फतेही को, और आज पूछताछ के लिए बुलाया गया था। 12 बजे का वक्त मुकर्रर किया गया था कि जब नूरा फतेही के द्वारा बताया गया था कि वो पूछताछ की प्रक्रिया में हिस्सा लेने के लिए आएगी। तो इस वक्त में नूरा फतेही मुख्यालय के अंदर जा चुकी हैं और ठीक अभी से 5 से 7 मिनट के बाद औपचारिक तौर पर पूछताछ की जो प्रक्रिया है वो शुरू हो जाएगी और उसके बाद में कुछ जो नए इनपुट्स मिले थे उसी के आधार पर आगे जानकारी ली जाएगी। तो एक तरह से कह सकते हैं कि नूरा फतेही से संबंधित जिस तरह से जानकारियां मिली थी और इससे पहले जिस तरह से बकायदा इस मामले में चार्जशीट भी फाइल किया गया था ईडी के द्वारा, तो उसी चार्जशीट में नूरा फतेही के बारे में कई महत्वपूर्ण जानकारियों को कोर्ट के सामने भी रखा गया था और उसके बाद इस मामले में कुछ और भी पूछताछ की प्रक्रिया जो है बीच में की गई है। तो एक तरह से कह सकते हैं कि नूरा फतेही की भी मुश्किलें आने वाले वक्त में थोड़ा सा बढ़ सकता है, क्योंकि इस मामले में ईडी को कई ऐसी महत्वपूर्ण जानकारियां मिली हैं और उसी के आधार पर आज पूछताछ के लिए बुलाया गया था। तो एक तरह से कह सकते हैं कि आज जो पूछताछ की प्रक्रिया होगी आज देर शाम तक चलेगी और ईडी मुख्यालय में आज नूरा फतेही से तकरीबन 5 बजे तक आज पूछताछ की प्रक्रिया चल सकती है।
तो शंकर, जैसे आप बता रहे हैं, आपके सूत्रों ने कहा है कि हो सकता है कि ये जो पूछताछ हो लंबी चल सकती है, 5 बजे तक चल सकती है, पर ये पूछताछ क्यों हो रही है? जो नई इन्फॉर्मेशन ईडी के सामने आई है ये किसके बारे में है? जैसे आशीष भी बोल रहे थे, क्या यही एलिगेशन है नोरा फतेही के सामने भी कि क्या वो रिसिपिएंट थी प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम की?
देखिए, जिस तरह से नूरा फतेही के बारे में जो जानकारी मिल रही है कि पिछले कुछ समय के दौरान में जो सुकेश से जुड़ा हुआ जो मसला था, सुकेश से जुड़ा हुआ जो कई जो स्टेटमेंट्स हैं वो कुछ अन्य लोगों का भी स्टेटमेंट हुआ है और उसी पॉइंट्स पे कुछ नए अपडेट्स मिले हैं। और जिस तरह से मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का जो मामला था, करोड़ रुपए का जो जिस तरह से गिफ्ट देने का और नूरा फतेही के साथ में किस तरह से संपर्क में आए थे, तो इस मामले पर जो कुछ नए अपडेट्स मिले हैं ईडी को, तो उसी मामले में वेरीफाई कराने के लिए और जानकारियों को लेने के लिए नूरा फतेही को सम्मन दिया गया था और नूरा फतेही के द्वारा भी इस मामले में कंफर्म किया गया था कि वो पूछताछ की प्रक्रिया में हिस्सा लेने के लिए आएंगी। तो आज 12 बजे का वक्त मुकर्रर किया गया था कि जब वो मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग से जुड़े हुए तमाम मामलों पर जो बातचीत करने के लिए पूछताछ की प्रक्रिया में हिस्सा लेने के लिए वो आएंगे। तो इस वक्त में नूरा फतेही से पूछताछ चल रही है और कहा जा सकता है कि देर शाम तक जब इस मामले में पूछताछ की प्रक्रिया पूरी होगी उसके बाद ही कुछ कहा जा सकता है कि क्या क्या आज सवाल जवाब हुए हैं और क्या किस तरह की जानकारियां जांच एजेंसी को मिली है।
जी शंकर, हमारे साथ बने रहिए। आई वांट टू नाउ गो बैक टू आशीष ऑल्सो। आशीष, as you were telling our viewers that this is not the first time that we're seeing her name emerge. She's been questioned in the past as well. In the past, what was the line of questioning and what was the allegation or what was the thought within the ED when they were questioning Nora Fatehi?
So, I have a confirmation from my source in the Enforcement Directorate, and the answer to the question is that the Enforcement Directorate wanted to basically confirm the records. That is why, she has been summoned. So nothing big about it, to my understanding, because my sources say that this is basically on completion of records that she has been called. There is a process of law that needs to be completed, and that is why she has been called. So, basically the completion of records which is going to happen as of now, and that is why there is a confirmation which absolutely says that, she has been called for completion of records, and rather than, any new findings or she being questioned for recipients of proceeds of crime, the answer to the question of why she has been summoned today, why she is inside ED offices, because there is completion of records. That is what the answer to the question is.
Okay, so you're saying this is a formality, if I understand you correctly, not because any new evidence has been found. So in a case like this, what is the procedure that follows, Ashish?
So basically what happens is that there is a process of law that needs to be completed, because there are certain findings during the investigation that ED finds out. When the ED finds out those investigation, you have to corroborate that evidence and you have to basically complete the records, because that records need to be produced before the court as well. And that is why, for completion of records, she has been summoned, and that is why, she is inside ED office.
Okay. Ashish, just for the benefit of our viewers, could you give us a backdrop of the involvement of Nora Fatehi as far as this case is concerned?
Nora, basically, when the investigation started, and if you remember, Jacqueline's name dropped in first. Jacqueline's name came in because, it was found that she was recipient of certain gifts. where, especially after the Enforcement Directorate did a search operation and related to the former owners of Fortis, it was found that Sukesh basically extorted around 200 crore rupees. Then the Enforcement Directorate started looking at where did that money go. 200 crore rupees is not a small amount. And that is why, the Enforcement Directorate decided that yes, we need to question a few people, and Nora Fatehi's name popped up. Reason being that she was recipient of a BMW car, and the BMW car was further given to a relative of Nora Fatehi, and then further it was sold because that man was in need of money. So basically, the relatives and Nora Fatehi were recipient of a BMW car which was gifted by Sukesh Chandrashekhar. Now the question was whether it was in her knowledge whether this man was behind the bars, and still she was receiving those gifts. The Enforcement Directorate during their investigation found that she was basically not in the know of Sukesh Chandrashekhar being inside Tihar jail or the Rohini jail. So that is why the Enforcement Directorate gave her the benefit of doubt. She was questioned at length. But as far as today's questioning goes, it's not questioning, it is basically completion of records. And that is why for completion of records, because it's a process of law that needs to be fulfilled, it needs some time to be done. Records need to be produced before the court of law, and for completion of records, she has been summoned.
Okay, Ashish, I request you to stay on with us. I want to take in a final word from Shankar also. Shankar, जैसे आशीष बता रहे हैं कि नई क्वेश्चनिंग नहीं होगी, उनके सूत्र उनको ये बता रहे हैं, पर कंप्लीशन ऑफ रिकॉर्ड होगा, तो ये प्रोसीजर कितना टाइम लेता है?
निश्चित तौर पर देखिए, इस मामले में नूरा फतेही की अगर बात करें, उससे पहले कई बार उससे पूछताछ की जा चुकी है और सुकेश चंद्रशेखर के साथ में किस तरह से संबंध थे, किस तरह से फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में पैसा लगाना या किसी को देना था, इस मामले में भी पूछताछ हुई। इसके साथ ही जो गिफ्ट दिए गए, जो महंगे महंगे करोड़ रुपए के गिफ्ट दिए गए थे, तो वो किस तरह से दिए गए थे और किस आधार पर दिए गए और बदले में उसके बारे में क्या डील हुई थी। तो ये तमाम जो मसले जो हैं, इस मसले पर पहले कई बार पूछताछ की जा चुकी है। चाहे नूरा फतेही की बात करें या जैकलिन फर्नांडिस की बात करें, कई बार पूछताछ की जा चुकी है। लेकिन अभी पिछले कुछ दिनों के दौरान में जिस तरह से कुछ नए इनपुट्स मिले थे, उस इनपुट्स के बारे में जानने के लिए और उसको समझने के लिए बेहतर तरीके से, उसके लिए नूरा फतेही को सम्मन दिया गया था और नूरा फतेही को बुलाया गया था कि आप पूछताछ की प्रक्रिया में आइए और उसके बाद तमाम जानकारियों आपसे ली जाएगी। तो एक तरह से कह सकते हैं कि उन्हीं तमाम जानकारियों के लिए जानने के लिए आज बुलाया गया था। तो तकरीबन कहा जा सकता है कि 1 से 2 घंटे में शुरुआती दौर पे उससे जानकारी ली जाएगी और उसके बाद अगर ईडी को लगता है कि नहीं इस मामले में और पूछताछ करना है, तो हो सकता है कि शाम में 5 बजे तक उनको बैठाया जा सकता है और उसके बाद तमाम जानकारियों को लिया जा सकता है।
So there you have Nora Fatehi at the Enforcement Directorate's office, but as my colleague Ashish Mehrishi is reporting for us, that this is not because of any new evidence, but because of a completion of records. I'd like to thank my colleagues. We'll keep tracking these developments. For now, slipping into a very short break.